Eagles, the officials tonight, Michael McConnell, Linda Miles, and Kaylee Enterline. What is it? Mr. Enterline. We'll make sure we get that.
Clay,
the
my man Clay.
Enterline. Yeah, that's right. The first name. Make sure it's squared away. All right, settle back and enjoy it. We get you to the hoop here tonight out of Rhodes Arena on ESPN. So the Zips with the offense in his first possession and throw it away.
Yeah, good defensive possession there for Eastern Michigan to start the game, coming out with great effort and tenacity at this end of the floor. They're going to say it got touched through the lane, so Akron will retain possession with only 6 to score.
So the Zips again, Annika Corcoran, and she just lost the basketball as she and Jordan Dawson not able to get together on the exchange. Turnover Zips.
Yeah, sloppy possession there for Akron, especially coming off that inbounds. They need to be locked in, take good care of the basketball, and Akron also coming out with a zone look here in the half court. So both teams looking to play gaps and defend the ball.
This is Areanna Combs, as we mentioned a moment ago, their leading point producer on this squad. Well, that's a pretty look inside to Augusto, Juanita Augusto. The young redshirt junior out of Seattle, Washington, with the first scoop of the night.
Yeah, inserted into the starting lineup, does a good job there of facing up, a little show and go.
Corcoran's going to miss that triple try wide right. Look at Jordan Dawson battled, but last touch, it looks like it was off Eastern Michigan's Juanita Augusto. Keep it with Akron.
Really good energy out of Eastern Michigan here to start the basketball game. They're active with their hands and really being disruptive, but that was a nice job by Jordan Dawson to create a second opportunity here for the Zips at this end.
And Dawson now one of the top 5 scorers in Mid-American Conference play. Firing that triple, but not able to get it to drop is Lane Farrell. Dawson will load it up and fill it up. Face-up 3 that she rings for the Akron Zips.
Yeah, that is one area of her game that has really improved, is shooting from behind the arc, comes out of her hand a lot smoother with a lot more arc, and she's benefited from that, as that's a good look there as Combs gets her first bucket to go.
She started a career at Oklahoma State, did Areanna Combs, young lady from Oklahoma City, and you saw that line drive jumper. Raining down another triple hit for the Zips is, again, Lane Farrell. Farrell, the redshirt sophomore, connecting from long range.
Now, the more Farrell can get involved at the offensive end, the better for the Zips. Sets her feet, knocks it down.
Combs had a pretty good look at 3, crawled across that rim. So Akron just got their first lead a moment ago on that long 3 from Lane Farrell. So again, Annika Corcoran along with Reagan Bass, Lane Farrell, LaNasia Brewer, and Jordan Dawson, the 5 starters for Melissa Jackson. Shot clock will come to 5.
Yeah, they moved through. They got the mismatch that they wanted on a switch, and Reagan Bass had Augusto where she could have posted up, but unable to get enough space. That's something that Akron has to recognize in the half court. Those types of mismatches really need to get Bass touches in that inside.
Now this is Combs again. Well, Combs just finding her way through that paint, tried to get to the rim and threw it up on the underside of the glass. Let's see if she and Areanna Combs and Jordan Dawson get into an offensive duel here tonight. 2 of the best in the MAC. That's passes thrown away. Juanita Augusto on the rip away and steal for Eastern Michigan. That face-up 3 is going to be off the mark from Zanaya Nelson. Nelson getting the start tonight.
Second chance opportunities here for Eastern Michigan. They have 2 rebounds on the game, both at the offensive end, so doing a nice job of keeping this possession alive. That was a point of emphasis in talking with Melissa Jackson before the game, was getting all 5 players involved of rebounding the basketball.
And that young lady moves so well without the ball, as we were discussing. That's Areanna Combs. And again, she averages 17 points a game. Trying to attack the rim for the Akron Zips. Lost the basketball was Reagan Bass, but it's going to stay with Akron at the offensive end. So head coach Fred Castro of Eastern Michigan going to go to his bench here early on. First touch of the evening for LaNasia Brewer of the Akron Zips. Bass picked that dribble up. Corcoran going to go baseline, and she was held by Natalia Pineda. Pineda only plays about 6.5 minutes a night, but she's checked in.
Well, talking with the Eastern Michigan staff that traveled with the team, you know, they talked about, you know, rotations and going to their bench, getting different players involved and trying to find that combination. Another turnover here for Akron. That's their 4th of the game thus far.
And Zakia Rashid has checked in, and she threw the basketball away. It's going to stay with Eastern Michigan. As you see there, the ability to turn the floor over from Areanna Combs, Jackie.
Well, this is a team that can really play fast. It's, you know, Eastern Michigan has had such great success the last couple of years under Fred Castro that was known for their defense, really locked in at that end of the floor and challenged. Not that they don't play defense this year, but this is much more of an explosion at the offensive end out of Eastern Michigan, and a good look there as Combs connects again. Now 6 points out of their 8 are points off turnovers.
She put it on the deck and just elevated from 6 feet out. As the Zips try to go inside off that block and find Reagan Bass. Going to be a whistle and a foul on Eastern Michigan. Second team foul on the Eagles. That's the second personal foul, by the way. Natalia Pineda just got hit with her second. Dawson with a left hand. High off that window. It almost went down as she went down, taking that bump as she tried to deliver that shot.
Well, certainly seeing some physicality out of Eastern Michigan. You know they were going to be challenged to really sit down and defend, and just a little bit too much contact there as Dawson was trying to turn the corner. And Eastern Michigan playing with tremendous energy, but they've got to get it under control at this end of the floor. Now 3 fouls. 2 of them on Pineda.
Yeah, the 3 team fouls on Eastern Michigan. The Akron Zips have yet to be whistled. So a good look at Jordan Dawson, as we said, who continues her ascent. There's 6 different categories, Jackie, offensively and also in the rebounding side, that she is in the top 6 in the MAC in. And that's how well Jordan Dawson has played for Melissa Jackson this year.
I'll really give her a lot of credit. I think she's matured not just in her play, but the way she's handled herself on the court. She's watched an awful lot of film and has really developed her game and her mindset in playing the game. She's reaped the rewards of it.
Yeah, she has. Combs a little bit too firm off that deep 3, so Akron with a chance to break this 8-8 tie. Now putting it on the floor and then picking that dribble up was Zakia Rashid. That's nice off that right block, going off the glass for the freshman Reagan Bass. Jackie, in her last 5 games in the MAC, she's averaged better than 14 points a game.
And a great recognition by Rashid to see her in the inside there, make that dump pass in. Good job of recognizing the mismatch and getting that touch in the inside.
Combs just missed the triple try for Eastern Michigan, so Akron with his 2-point advantage in the basketball as we approach the 4-minute mark here in the opening quarter. So good to have you along tonight out of Rhodes Arena on ESPN. That's a terrific cut. And Jordan Dawson's got the bucket. Reagan Bass saw her slashing through the paint with a nice pass.
Yeah, miscommunication there at the defensive end. Dawson slips the screen, gets the easy 2. Good recognition by Bass.
Jordan Dawson's got 5, and Areanna Combs dumped that down inside to Sinera Skanes. And Skanes, who averages 12 points a game, and his squad they had some solid moments at the beginning of the year, but Jackie and Mac play, they're trying to get back on the win side. They've dropped 5 in a row. And again, they've got 3 very talented offensive players in Areanna Combs and Danielle Rainey. And also a young lady who has been starting but did not get in the starting lineup tonight in one of their front court players. Sinera Skanes. So Akron on top by a deuce and with the basketball now as they'll come to the offensive end, and on the floor for the Zips, Kendall Miller. Miller with that backcourt now with Annika Corcoran.
And three-quarter court pressure, really getting out, being disruptive and guarding the ball handler.
Trying to step through off that block, and in the paint is Reagan Bass. There's that freshman again. Again, we'll mention one more time, Jackie. I know the last two have been Zips losses, but she has really joined Jordan Dawson as a legitimate offensive weapon. Over 14 points a game in the last 5 MAC games. She's been in the starting lineup for Melissa Jackson.
Contributes at both ends of the floor. Really a great presence. What I love about her is her decision making and just her ability, the pace at which she plays within herself. Even recognition there. Did a good job with their shoulders wide, giving a target to collect the pass. Would have liked to have seen her get all the way to the left side of the rim there to finish. But that's, you know, the growth that's still going to occur. Double major, 4.0 student, and Melissa Jackson just continues to speak so highly of the freshman, and really excited to have her healthy and out here.
Done a real solid job. Now firing that baseline 3 for Eastern Michigan that didn't go down was Toyosa Abiola. So Abiola has checked in. Toyosi Abiola, who comes into tonight's game. She comes off the bench. And I'm going to get her more playing time. Although she's heading back, she's had a lot of the ACL, MCL issues, Jackie, at the beginning of her career.
Can see the knee braces on there. You just hate to hear that and see that, but you know, players show great resilience once they are able to battle through rehab and get back out here. And is this just her second game of action this season? I'm sure she's looking to really settle in and make an impression.
Sinara Skanes didn't get that short jumper in the paint to go, and now Eastern Michigan's going to pick up that foul as that's going to be called on Zanaya Nelson, as Nelson had too much hands on Jordan Dawson.
Yeah, and you can tell they're really trying to pick it up at this end of the floor, but they're just out of position. You see there the bump. You got to sit down, get that weight on your toes, and just if you're going to guard that close, you've got to sit down and really get position. And right now they're getting caught standing up and a little bit too much body, and Akron is in the bonus and will shoot for the rest of this period.
Yeah, Dawson will split the pair, so that was team foul number 5 on that reach in by Nelson. And now the Zips will put on that three-quarter court pressure as Areanna Combs will handle and beat it for Eastern Michigan. This is Abiola. Rainey to unload. He's halfway down. Rainey, an outstanding three-point shooter for Eastern Michigan. Bodies on the deck, and the basketball will belong to Akron.
Well, good effort there by Reagan Bass, trying to collect the basketball, got on the ground. You know, you play that zone in Eastern Michigan, moving the ball along the perimeter. Missed threes tend to lend themselves to longer rebounds. So even though they're in a zone, Akron needs to do a good job of finding bodies and then going to collect the basketball.
Well, the Zips trying to add to their 5-point advantage as we approach the 2-minute mark here in the opening quarter. Corcoran with a long-range triple, and you can book that.
What a tremendous job by Corcoran to move up along that arc and create a passing lane so that Jordan Dawson can see her, as opposed to staying low and making that a more difficult skip pass. Really good job of moving without the ball and then getting the 3 to go.
Off that hard drive from Eastern Michigan's Toyosi Abiola, and Akron's going to get hit with that personal foul. Abiola will check out, and checking back in for the Eagles of Eastern Michigan is Juanita Augusto, who started this one tonight. And at the free throw line, as we said, this is an excellent offensive player. And Sonara Skanes, 6-footer, the redshirt sophomore. She started 14 that the Eagles have played, and the third leading scorer on this team behind Combs and Rainey.
She's connected on all 3 of her free throw attempts here in the game as well.
The Zips at the offensive end for the final. As we approach the final 90 seconds, Dawson hard drive and went strong off the window.
There's not many players that can defend her with that physical strength once she's able to get going north and south, can take a little bit of contact, and so strong, able to gather herself and finish.
Zips lead is 8. Combs will pull up. That short jumper rattled out on her. Skanes, that didn't go down. Looks like she's going to get to the free throw line to shoot a pair. And that Akron foul, did they get Reagan Bass there?
Trying to see who.
Check it. I think they got Reagan Bass, but let's check that.
It looks like Brewer.
All
It's
right,
going to be Brewer first.
Brewer.
Again, a result of this, and Skanes getting back to the free throw line where she is a perfect 4 for 4 now. A result of those offensive rebounds. Eastern Michigan has 5 rebounds in the game. All 5 of them are at the offensive end. So certainly an area that Melissa Jackson was concerned about and was a point of emphasis for their team. And right now, Eastern Michigan Eagles are taking advantage and keeping themselves into the basketball game because of it.
Sonara Skanes remains on the mark for the free throw stripe. So Akron by 6. Entry pass in the paint and finishing that off for the Zips' Reagan Bass. Bass got that opportunity and got it to drop with that strong move. Now trying to hard drive into the paint was Juanita Augusto, didn't finish. Corcoran being battled by Areanna Combs. Basketball will stay with Akron.
Really good effort there by Combs to sprint ahead. A little too much dribbling and able to get a hand on it, but great effort to sprint back in the transition game and not allow Akron an easy 2 at the basket.
Molly Neitzel, the Akron Zips junior, is checking in now for Melissa Jackson, her first appearance tonight. Neitzel wears number 21, along with Corcoran, Kendall Miller, Lane Farrell, and Lanesia Brewer. Those are the 5 on the floors. We're at 15 seconds left in the first quarter. Shot clock at 6. Miller off the step back. Nope. Now with 8 seconds left on that hard push for Eastern Michigan at the offensive end, Danielle Rainey. 1 second left. Boy, Eastern Michigan did not recognize it. Did not get that shot attempt off. All right, back inside Rhodes Arena. Great to have you along tonight on ESPN. Michael Regai, Jackie Winden, the homestanding Akron Zips, up by 8 over Eastern Michigan. Eagles with a basketball and firing that deep jumper off the mark, but going to go to the free throw line was Danielle Rainey. This is the second leading point producer. Averages 13.5 points per night. Jackie, number 2 behind Areanna Combs.
Well, she's such a good 3-point shooter. You need to get out there and close out, but a little out of control there by Corcoran, and just a nice job of putting it on the glass and getting by, and off the dribble right into a jump shot, drew the contact. Really heads up, and good decision there in the half court by Rainey.
Yeah, the last Eagles win was way back on January 8th at home when they rolled Central Michigan by 20, 80-60, and then home loss to Ball State, road loss to Kent State, and then 3 straight home losses for the Eagles. Western Michigan, Northern Illinois, and Bowling Green. Firing that triple out of the corner is Lane Farrell that didn't go down.
Well, that was good execution there, and Jordan Dawson, heads up play, turns the corner, read that defense, and as soon as they leave Farrell to go in to add that extra layer of defense in the interior, Farrell ready to shoot the ball, just unable to knock it down.
Boy, Areanna Combs, she can quick trigger that line drive jumper. That's a pretty offensive board down in traffic from Eastern Michigan's Zanaya Nelson. So Zanaya Nelson got that to fall. Neitzel will gather, had it rejected by Eastern Michigan's Zanaya Nelson, and she got whistled for the foul. So the Zips, Jackie, trying to give the 6'1" junior Molly Neitzel an opportunity around the rim.
Yeah, they've gone high-low a few times in here, and nice job by Neitzel to just stay with it, to collect the basketball and take the contact. Not necessarily open with position there, but when the pass comes in, you've got to make a play on the ball, and that's exactly what Neitzel was able to do.
So a good look at Molly Neitzel, who's got a pair to drop from the free throw line. Akron by 6 again at 24-18. Strong drive to the rim for Eastern Michigan's Juanita Augusto. Didn't get it to fall with a left hand. Jordan Dawson with that leaner in the paint. She got her own offensive board off the miss. So Dawson on the floor with Lane Farrell, along with LaNasia Brewer. Molly Neitzel, who slipped off that screen and got that short jumper to drop.
Yeah, they missed her initially, and then a nice job by Lane Farrell to recognize it in the inside as Neitzel slipped that screen, very similar to the look we saw earlier when Jordan Dawson made that decision to slip and got the easy two.
That good entry pass inside and going off the left side of the rim and getting it to drop for Eastern Michigan is Treasure Thompson. She is a 6-foot freshman. Coach of the Akron Zips, Melissa, who of course has done a real fine job in getting this program back to the area that that all around Zip athletics would like to see it. That's a wheeling move in the paint again from Areanna Combs, who got that to drop, and Eastern Michigan hanging around Jackie Winden.
Yeah, this is a team that we know can score the basketball, over 70 points per game. Nice recognition again on the inside. It's been this side of the floor giving up too many points that has really been the nemesis for Eastern Michigan.
That's going to count if it goes, and it does go, as taking that strong to the rim was Eastern Michigan's leading point producer, Areanna Combs, and she's got the end one coming from the line.
She can really be an explosive scorer and a great take there in transition. You see that little hesitation move, and Molly Neitzel tries to make a play on it, but you've got to get your body in front. Reaching from the side, you're not going to get the benefit of the doubt that often, and Combs with a three-point play. She's
got 11, does Areanna Combs, and as we said, she is the leading point. She averages 17 a game, so this is yeah, not a surprise that she is the top offensive point producer. Dawson quick triggered that, kind of forced that line drive jumper. Neitzel with the last touch. It'll go back to Eastern Michigan, and yeah, the Eagles are hanging around, down just 5, and with the basketball here 3 minutes in the second quarter. Eastern Michigan on the offensive end.
And they're getting good movement against that zone and then attacking gaps when they have the opportunity to. And
off the Combs miss, the basketball, Jordan Dawson slapped it out of the hands of Sonera Skanes, so it'll stay with Eastern Michigan, 11 on the shot clock.
And one thing to really keep an eye on as the game progresses, and we talked about this during the quarter break, Eastern Michigan had gotten more shot attempts than Akron, and they continue to at this end of the floor. Akron really has got to get in there, limit possessions or limit opportunities, and a nice job by Dawson to collect that rebound.
Eastern Michigan's Natalia Pineda went charging into the paint at the offensive end. Bodies all over the place. Zips come away with the basketball, Jackie, but then turn it over once again. So Akron not fluid at the moment offensively. Now firing the three that's not going to drop is Zanaya Nelson. And that whistle is going to go on Akron. as Linda Miles, one of the 3 officials tonight, with Michael McConnell and Clay Enterline. That's 3 team fouls now, Jackie, here just not quite 4 minutes deep on Akron into the second quarter.
This is a result again of an offensive rebound and opportunity. It's so challenging at times out of that zone. As a player, you get caught ball watching, and you still need to make contact, still need to be physical and go check out players before trying to go collect the basketball, as Eastern Michigan just moving without the ball right now and making Akron pay with those second chance opportunities.
Pineda split the pair from the line. Alana Carter is on the floor for the Akron Zips. Carter wears number 2, the redshirt freshman out of Mason, Ohio, and that is going to be the turnover, and that's number 6 on the Akron Zips as Kendall Miller lost it down on the baseline. So yeah, the fluidity has gone from the offensive end of Akron, and Areanna Combs, making the Zips pay. She got another N1 opportunity as she barged her way into the paint and finished.
Yeah, found a seam there and just really tried to split off the dribble and not afraid to be physical. When you're guarding in the zone and you're out defending gaps, you still have to get out and defend and stop the basketball. And just a good aggressive take by Combs, initiating herself and being more deliberate at the offensive end.
Now off the Combs miss, she does have 13 though to pace everyone tonight. Jordan Dawson has 10 for the Zips. That is Dawson off that show and go move. Got it up on the glass with the left hand. Offensive board for the Zips, Reagan Bass. However, that's a held ball situation. It will stay with Akron.
Nice job by Bass there to try to tip and keep it alive. I think naturally had to bring the ball down. Normally you'd like to see these post players keep it high. As you're going to see here, just making a play on the ball, and then as soon as she brings it down, she's in trouble. But I think to her defense there, really nowhere to go with it, but the possession or the arrow keeps it here at this end of the floor.
Dawson with that step back triple came up on the front iron. The putback in going drop from the Zips, Alana Carter. And now we've got a ball handling violation, as that will turn it right back over from Eastern Michigan.
First turnover of the game for Eastern Michigan. Combs just a little bit ahead of herself there, but a good job by the Zips causing that turnover by sprinting back in transition game. I think Combs thought she would have numbers, but a lot of white jerseys sprinting back and not allowing Combs to pass ahead caused the turnover.
First appearance tonight for Rachel Martindale, the junior sharpshooting guard off Melissa Jackson's Akron bench. And that is Martindale. Well, Martindale tried to make that entry pass. Zips lucky to maintain it. Count that, as kind of lunging her way to the hoop and somehow getting that to go was Reagan Bass, and one.
Yeah, not the smoothest offensive possession there, but they got what they wanted. They had the mismatch, just poor spacing right there, but Dawson stays with it. Reagan Bass, nice job of just heading to the rim. They're getting the mismatch. They just need to slow down and expand the floor, get better spacing, and then utilize that mismatch in the inside. But good recognition by Akron, just need to clean it up a little bit with their spacing and passing.
Reagan Bass now with 9. And again, she's up that average in MAC play, as we were telling you, to better than 14 points per game. Combs gave it up. That right-hand runner in the paint from Sonara Scanes that went down. She averages 12 a game, and showing you why with that strong offensive move.
Really strong move there, not backing down, and a great finish at the rim by Scanes.
Miller had to pick up the dribble. Good cut to the hoop as Miller was able to find Zakia Rashid. So Rashid with her first bucket of the night. Combs, look at that pull-up jumper moving from right to left into the paint. Pretty smooth, Jackie Winden.
Really smooth, and did a good job of gathering herself, getting her shoulders square, and finishing.
Dawson wanted the basketball there, called for it, and got it up and down off the window. Akron by 5. Look at Combs again. Now she forced that jumper, and Dawson will board. Dawson tried to attack Combs. Found her pass to the freshman Reagan Bass, and that's going to be a foul on Eastern Michigan. Who did they get there? I think they got
Austin.
Did they get Nelson or Austin?
I think it was Austin on the inside. You're going to see her try to make that pass through the lane. Really good job by Reagan Bass to try to go secure the ball. Obviously, Austin had position.
Touching it up. The iron is kind for Jordan Dawson as she got that to fall. Dawson's got 14 now. So the two top point producers for each team doing as expected. Areanna Combs with 15 for Eastern Michigan. Dawson with 14. Way off the mark on that triple try is Toyosi Abiola for Eastern Michigan. Akron could get the lead up to 8, or rather 9, maybe 10 here, and it's going to be a foul on Eastern Michigan.
Well, really exploiting that mismatch on the inside. Abiola just, those two-handed forearm. You can only you've got to be disciplined with how you defend with a player that has their back to the basket. Only a certain things you can do. If it's one forearm, two hands, there's some automatics. And again, I really like that Akron's looking for Bass in the inside. They've just got to have some spacing here and find ways to get her those touches.
They are looking, that's good, but Jackie, they haven't connected on 3 of those inbound passes to her now. Off the baseline, so see if the Zips get that cleaned up. Now step back and firing for the Zips, Reagan Bass. That didn't go, and it'll go back to Eastern Michigan.
That's something that I know she's going to really work on in the offseason, is being able to stretch out and get some of those long balls to go. Is she's got great form. It's just getting those feet under her and being able to knock them down. But when she adds that dimension to her game, she's really going to be a challenge to guard.
Well, yeah, very skilled, very talented young freshman. Combs, yep, right there. Line drive Jay off the baseline. She's very difficult to defend, Jackie, when she comes off the bounce.
Yeah, Kendall Miller did a good job of shutting off the baseline, but really good offense by Combs.
Well, right back to the free throw line off that offensive board for the Zips will be Reagan Bass as she tried to clean up that Jordan Dawson miss. So that's 5 team fouls now on Eastern Michigan here in the second quarter. And it will get Reagan Bass, the freshman, to the free throw line. And again, Bass has averaged better than 14 points per game in her last 5. Bass has 10 now and looking for 11. So she has started to develop and become a very consistent second scoring option, Jackie, behind Jordan Dawson.
Yeah, by the time she graduates, it's going to be quite a stat line that we're going to be able to read for Reagan Bass. Just a really fluid player, and has 3 years still to play and is only going to get better. Really doing some good things for the Zips.
Now look at Combs, again raising up. That one crawled across the iron on her.
And really the difference here is Akron surges at the offensive end has been they've limited Eastern Michigan at the other end with only one opportunity.
First look of the night for Rachel Martindale, the outstanding long-range sniper for Melissa Jackson.
Yeah, good look there. That could have been a really big basket as we are under 2 minutes to play. Could have stretched this to a 10-point lead.
So Akron by 7. Now to take this lead into halftime. That's going to be a travel. Take away the hoop from Sonara Scaines. Sonara Scaines, again, very talented, but wasn't under control there.
Yeah, that was the right read. You saw the hard hedge off that screen, but got her feet going a little bit too quick and a little bit ahead of herself. But certainly the good read, just unable to execute.
Zips can't connect in tight, so the lead stays at 7. Combs. It's an over and back violation as she wasn't expecting that pass from Danielle Rainey. So Back in the lineup for the Eagles of Eastern Michigan is Natalia Pineda. Pineda, who wears number 14, her second appearance off the bench tonight. Well, Akron tried to add to the 7-point lead as we are a couple seconds away from the 60-second mark here in quarter number 2. Dawson trying to attack the rim. Got it up in the glass, got her own offensive board. Fresh shot clock of 20 for the Zips. Bass didn't finish.
What a tremendous pass through the lane. Nice recognition by Rashid. A little too quick for Bass to be able to gather that and finish, but good little two-man game out of those two freshmen.
Combs off that screen roll for Raines. Excellent defensive steal by Jordan Dawson. Zips can use it all now. Shot clock is off. Game clock at 15 seconds right now to finish quarter number 2. This is Kendall Miller with 5 seconds left. Miller's got to raise up and ring it up. She hit it, and that'll be the last bucket of this opening half. Akron will take a 9-point lead as Kendall Miller connected. Reagan Bass, Annika Corcoran, and also Lane Farrell, though, the starting 5 for the Akron Zips. Combs across court, firing that deep 3 as Danielle Rainey didn't go down. Offensive board, though, for Eastern Michigan. Combs will load it up. Couple of threes, neither one of them fell for the Eagles. Bodies on the deck as Jordan Dawson battles with Eastern Michigan's Treasure Thompson. So it's Areanna Combs, Danielle Rainey, Treasure Thompson on that floor with Juanita Augusto, and also I mentioned Treasure Thompson, and also Zanea Nelson. Zips go inside.
Good pass by Farrell into Reagan Bass, who just collected and finished. That's how quickly she can get the ball out of her hands, but good fundamentals with positioning her shoulders and going straight up. It's a really good combination there, Farrell to Bass.
Combs off that twisting jumper that's right there. This is a big time offensive move.
Yeah, she elevated herself and just does such a good job, disciplined, of getting her shoulders square. One of the things that she needed to focus on with coming back was her vision and being able to distribute the ball, but she's doing a really good job of facing up and scoring it here tonight.
Dawson tried to save, got some help from Annika Corcoran. Then Dawson went down inside and Reagan Bass said, "Thank you, I'll take that and put it in the hole."
Yeah, just right place, right time for everybody there as Akron almost turned it over. But a good job again by Dawson Vision, finding Bass, who collected and scored it at the rim.
Offensive board for Eastern Michigan's Treasure Thompson.
Yeah, that's 11 now at the offensive end, and Akron has really got to clean it up at this end of the floor. Good job there by Brewer to tip it to Dawson.
Dawson will push. Brewer found Corcoran to load it up from deep. Had a real clean look. Offensive board, Lanesia Brewer. New shot clock, Akron.
Two good plays there, back-to-back by Brewer on the glass. The tip out and then keeping the possession alive here. Good way for her to be involved.
Shot clock at 2. Zips recognize Bass. Yep, she did. Went left hand off the window. Reagan Bass now has 15 to lead the Zips. And freshman out of nearby Strongsville, Ohio, Reagan Bass. And she has continued her outstanding play here through 2.5 quarters. And she's got 17 to lead the Zips. Off the mark on that triple try was Natalia Pineda of Eastern Michigan, and Akron will throw it away. Jordan Dawson's pass had too much sauce on it for Lanesia Brewer to pull in.
Well, she has 5 assists and just 1 turnover before that one, and the vision was there, just unable to execute on the pass. But Dawson's stat line now, 14 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, and just 2 turnovers. So really getting it done. You know, you look at her statistical numbers in all of those categories, and really has been an impactful player, and that's on display here in this basketball game tonight.
Eastern Michigan's Anaya Nelson just got fouled as she moved baseline. Well, that get out of here rejection from Reagan Bass just absolutely swallowed up Eastern Michigan. Zipsolo turn it over again. They're having problems, Jackie, with those top to bottom looks.
Well, they're telegraphing. You need to give it a look and then throw that pass inside, as Dawson's going to be able to take the offensive foul there. That's a great way to make it up. Turn it over at one end, but sprint back, get ahead, and take the contact through. Nice job there by the senior to commit to the play after the turnover at one end. That's the type of growth we're talking about out of Jordan Dawson, which has been a lot of fun to see over this season.
Second foul on Areanna. Combs going glass off that excellent bounce pass from Lane Farrell, found Reagan Bass, and Bass continues to roll it up for the Zips. Reagan Bass now is 17 on the night to lead Akron. Firing that three that's off the mark is Natalia Pineda. Akron's starting to open this thing up now. They lead by 15, looking for more.
Reagan Bass 1 point away from tying a career high. So actually that last field goal did it. She's 7 of 9 from the floor for 19 points. That's a career high for her.
Shot clock will come inside 10. Farrell gave it up. Dawson on a hard drive, threw it over the hoop. Trying to keep it alive for Akron was Jordan Dawson. She was tied up with Eastern Michigan's Lachelle Austin, and the basketball goes to Eastern Michigan, alternate possession. So Jordan Dawson will get a respite now as she and Reagan Bass head to the bench. So the two top point producers are going to get their respite now for Akron, Jackie, and Eastern Michigan has not had a point in the last 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Just 1 of 9 here in the third quarter.
Zone giving them some trouble, but a good attack there by who else but Combs, trying to get some offense going for her team. They're moving her to the wing, allowing her to catch and then try to create in space.
There's a good look at one of the top point producers in the Mid-American Conference at 17 points a game. Areanna Combs kind of stuffs the stat sheet as well with her 5 boards and better than 3 assists per night. But Eastern Michigan's fallen on some tough times. They haven't won since the 8th of January and have now dropped 5 in a row in MAC play. Combs will split the pair. Akron's basketball.
No, not for a lack of effort at this offensive end. 41 attempts, which is 4 more than Akron has had, but they're shooting it at just 31%. Akron, on the other hand, 19 of 37 for 51%, but the best stat is 17 assists on 19 made field goals for Akron. So really doing a good job of moving the basketball, moving without the basketball, letting the offense work, and getting some good looks.
Emma Teka's on the floor for the first time tonight. It's going to be an offensive foul. It's also who just came in off the bench a moment ago was Molly Neitzel, and she got whistled for using the off arm.
Yeah, I like the idea there of attacking and getting the defense down inside the paint, but good positioning and just too forceful to try to get through that lane.
So Combs will initiate offense for Eastern Michigan, but Akron's got a 14-point lead. Austin will put it on the deck. Got shut off. Good D by the Akron defense, and Zakia Rashid there, and Eastern Michigan's going to turn it over again. Jordan Dawson one down long as she's going to get Lenasia Brewer a respite here. So Dawson will check back in. Jordan Dawson with 14 points to go along with 5 assists tonight for the Zips.
And now an opportunity with this lineup to play on the inside. So we'll see her at the 4 position. This is what makes Jordan Dawson just so good, is that she can play inside, play out, physically strong, and then stretch the floor like you see at that attempt that she misfires on, but not a bad look for Dawson.
Combs off the spin. Going to get to the free throw line. Will one of the top players in the MAC, Areanna Combs. All right, we're going to go into for Ohio. That's a big one tonight around the MAC.
Yeah, a few tight games there, 3, 4, 5-point matchups, and that's what you get. This is some outstanding basketball being played on the women's side in this conference, and Combs trying to do her part to get this Eastern Michigan offense going. Heads the free throw line, connects on both, and cuts this to an 11-point zip lead.
Got 21 on the night now. Does, let's check that, 22. Don't want to short Areanna Combs. Zips having problems with it, just turned it over. Zips, again, got hit with a little bit of pressure, Jackie, and didn't handle it real well.
Yeah, it all starts with where they attack against that pressure and find themselves just past half court along the sideline. That's a dangerous place to be.
Combs with that line drive jumper that she'll lace. She's got 24 on the night, and Eastern Michigan's back within 10. See if the Zips can execute here against this pressure. Dawson. Emma Teka to fire the three that did not go down.
Really good look for Teka there, and good execution by Akron once they had beaten that press.
Combs off the spin, but it wouldn't stay in the cup for her. Bodies all over the deck at the offensive end of Eastern Michigan. The basketball will go to Akron. The Zips were up by as many as 16 here in the third quarter. It's been cut back to 10.
Almost 3 minutes without a point for Akron. This pressure giving Akron some trouble, just forcing them to play a little bit slower and take some time off that shot clock and then get into their offense now with under 20 to play.
Dawson will hard drive and turn that corner. Threw it up over the hoop. Another chance for Eastern Michigan to cut the lead. Combs, nope.
You know, good job of contesting, but Eastern Michigan getting a couple of hands on that. Akron needs to continue to be aggressive at that end of the floor with collecting the basketball. 11 offensive rebounds out of the 23 rebounds that Eastern Michigan has for the game.
Face-up triple that's right there from Jordan Dawson. So Dawson getting that to fall. She's got now 17 on the night. And Akron has bumped the lead to 13 again. Good pass inside, but the opportunity wasn't finished for Juanita Augusto.
It's just been that kind of night for Eastern Michigan on the inside. Some good looks, but miscues. 31% now from the floor, and just 14 for 45.
Asia Brewer back on the floor for Melissa Jackson. She'll replace Emma Teka. 13-point Akron lead as we get to the late stages of quarter number 3. Long range triple, book that once again for Areanna Combs. Combs is heating it up now. She's got 27. She has taken 65% of the Eastern Michigan shot attempts tonight.
She's made 10 of their 14 field goals.
Good pass from Jordan Dawson that found a slashing Reagan Bass, but Zips really needed something positive at the offensive end, and they got it.
Yeah, it's a really good combination to have the ball in Dawson's hands with her ability to score it, but also the vision. Nice pass there, two-man game with Bass on the inside.
Reagan Bass has 21. Left hand, and getting that to drop was Sonara Skanes. Haven't heard a lot about Skanes tonight, but again, as we told you, she averages 12 points a game.
You know, she's been a perfect 6 of 6 from the free throw line and has 6 rebounds. So inserting herself, but to your point, Michael, a little bit of a under the radar contribution here tonight, but that was a big bucket for the Eagles.
Dawson will drain that long range three, and Melissa Jackson's going to get a 30-second timeout. Back-to-back triples.
And again, you love to see that when players put the time in, and she has done that.
That's stuff in the stat sheet, I would say, Ms. Winden. for Jordan Dawson tonight. A lot is expected to those who have those kind of talent. Zip's going to show some zone look here. Doesn't matter though, as Juanita Augusto went into the paint and delivered off the window for Eastern Michigan. As Akron came out and showed zone off that timeout.
Yeah, they've relied on that zone heavily here this second half, but Eastern Michigan, nice job of picking through and finding pockets to get off some good looks.
Dawson feeling it, tried to hit her third consecutive three. That one front rimmed, and now Eastern Michigan could just about use it all. Got about a 3-second differential to end this third quarter.
And they'll start with the ball in the fourth quarter with the possession arrow. So a key 2-possession swing here for Eastern Michigan.
Look at Combs, split the seam. Pineda to triple, book it. She hit the three to bring Eastern Michigan back within 8. Just 2 seconds left. Dawson will unload, and that will end quarter number 3. So Eastern Michigan, Jackie at Rhodes Arena. Michael Reggie, Jackie Winden. You ready for quarter number 4? You got to be, as the Akron Zips trying to put Eastern Michigan away. But Jackie, it hadn't been easy. The lead that was 16 for Akron has now been cut in half to 8.
Well, this is a scrappy team that is continuing to grind. We know what they can do at the offensive end of the floor, and a nice job there as they have scored 5 unanswered in their last 2 possessions. Make this a 6-point game.
Augusto got in the paint and hit that. Now the Zips have just turned it over once again. And Eastern Michigan's got possession of the basketball. They got a quick timeout. So the fourth quarter for Melissa Jackson's squad starts with Eastern Michigan's Juanita. Back inside Rhodes Arena, Eastern Michigan has cut their deficit from 16 down to 6, make it 4. They slipped that screen, and outstanding pass that found Sonara Scanes, and Eastern Michigan has cut 12 points off what was a 16-point deficit.
Yeah, really good execution there out of the timeout, touch pass, and wide open lane to the rim. Akron with some turnovers has had trouble against this pressure, and another turnover is going to give it back to Eastern Michigan.
Combs always heading to the rack, and this is just a 2-point Akron lead as Eastern Michigan continues their assault, as Areanna Combs now has 29 to pace Eastern Michigan. They were down 16, Jackie, at the midway point of the third quarter, and Akron has frittered away all but 2 points of what was a 16-point lead. Going to get a reach-in foul on Eastern Michigan there as Jordan Dawson tried to head to the rim.
Just a matter of handling the pressure and then executing in the half court. You're going to call this one on the floor as Akron will have a chance to run an inbound.
Right now it's Annika Corcoran along with Jordan Dawson, Lanasia Brewer, Kendall Miller on the floor. Dawson fell down, had to go back and get the basketball, and quickly Melissa Jackson called a 30-second timeout as she built her offensively.
Well, the 2 things that we talked about for Akron as points of emphasis and keys to the game were to win the glass and positive possessions. They've given Eastern too many opportunities at that end of the floor, and then the positive possessions, turning the ball over, one and done. When you come away with empty possessions and you give a team like Eastern Michigan, who is really good offensively, opportunities, they can crawl back into the game, and this is exactly what they've done here in this second 20 minutes of action.
Areanna Combs is going to go to the free throw line. If she hits a pair, this entire 16-point Akron lead is going to be gone. The Zips' biggest lead was 9 in the first half. They opened it up to 16 here in the second half, and since that period of time in the third quarter, it has been all Eastern Michigan. Combs will look to split the pair. She's got 29 and looking for 30.
Yeah, they are on on a 22-8 run since that 5-minute mark of the second period. So certainly I've been pouring it on at the offensive end. And for Akron, again, just take it a possession at a time, but take care of the basketball and play with your foot on the gas, though. You still want to be aggressive and play to win. Don't get too careful just because Eastern Michigan has now made this a one-possession game.
Yeah, let's see how the Zips respond. Tell you a lot about Melissa Jackson's squad. It's a good entry pass, and Reagan Bass is going to get to the free throw line. Bass, who leads Akron tonight with 21 points, and they got her the rock, and she got contact.
Really good job of positioning herself, catching and putting herself into a position to score the basketball. Moving without the ball, you could see vaguely there as it passed through. There are about 4 seconds left on that shot clock. So, you know, that's what we're talking about in terms of using the shot clock, work through the offense, make Eastern Michigan defend you in the half court, and continue to move both with and without the ball and let that offense work for you.
Couple of makes at the stripe for Reagan Bass. She now has 22 on the night to pace the Akron Zips. This young lady has averaged over 14 points a game in her last 5. Zips get a deflection and cause Eastern Michigan to turn it over.
And that's when we get back to pace of play. You score the basketball, they're not able to go as quickly in transition and play as freely in the open floor. So those go hand in hand. Start to talk about tempo and pace of play.
Bass gave it up. Dawson wants the entry pass to Lanesia Brewer. That just wasn't there.
She stare. Yeah, you can't stare right at that. You got to throw that pump fake to the corner or look away. But the longer you stare at that, the more it's going to get picked off.
All right, offensive board there off the Combs miss, and Sonara Scaines has brought Eastern Michigan on the putback back to within 1 again.
Second chance points, 14 now in the game for Eastern Michigan.
Dawson wanted to hit that bounce pass to a diving Reagan Bass, but Akron will turn it over again. Eastern Michigan can take their first lead going back to the opening quarter on this possession. Plenty of time left, still 6:25. Melissa Jackson, that look on her face like, let's start playing the type of basketball we're capable of to her team. Combs for the lead, threw it over the rim.
Really good job there, weak side by Jordan Dawson to secure that rebound.
Dawson found Brewer. Zips needed it. Dawson and Brewer teamed up to get it done.
All starts with just allowing one opportunity. You've got to contest, make Combs make a difficult shot, unable to connect. Dawson on the weak side collects, and then it's transition in the open floor.
Well, the Zips denied Combs, and given Eastern Michigan the lead, and kicked it back up to 3 again. Off the missed 3, though, from Zanea Nelson. Offensive board for Eastern Michigan, and now you got an Akron foul. Fred Castro is going to go back to Danielle Rainey. Rainey, who is second leading scorer. Rainey on the night for Eastern Michigan. Averages 13, just got 1 bucket for 2. But we know she's capable. Deep triple. Way too long for Pineda.
And Brewer got lucky there. You're just standing and waiting for the ball. Go make contact. You've got to still box out. You can't just stare at the basketball and think you've got to go get it. Got to box out and find bodies if you are an Akron Zip. Otherwise, Eastern Michigan is just being too athletic and moving too much to go collect those offensive caroms.
Juanita Augusto is back on the floor for Eastern Michigan as the Zips face this 3/4 court pressure. Akron by 3 as we're approaching 5 minutes left in this one. Good to have you along tonight. Michael Regai, Jackie Winden, our producer, director Paul Kasuth, and all of our crew. Certainly glad you dialed by. Miller to the hole, no. Big board for Pineda of Eastern Michigan. A lot of contact there. Basketball lost off the leg of Zanea Nelson. Zanea Nelson lost the basketball, and Akron's got it back.
Little pump fake and go, and saw right there, it went right off of the front of Nelson, and hard to tell there from a verticality standpoint, the contact. Obviously Eastern Michigan wanted the block there, but the no call, and off of Nelson gives it back to the Zips. It's a big possession there. Akron tries to make it more than a one-possession game.
8 on the shot clock. That pull-up jumper, real good look at it for Lane Farrell. Couldn't knock it out. Combs off hesitation. A lot of contact. She just threw it up toward the rim. Basketball's going to stay with Eastern Michigan.
You know, I have to say, though, you know, Reagan Bass does a really good job. We talk about Enrique Freeman, that body control on the men's side, right, for Akron. That body control of being able to get in position and go straight up. You are allowed to jump if you maintain, you know, that verticality and just not displacing that offensive player. And right now we're seeing good body control and good patience of just defending and challenging shots and not being too physical.
Right through the hands of Eastern Michigan's Zanaya Nelson, and the Eagles will turn it over. 63-60. We're coming in, Akron on top, and they're coming inside the 4-minute mark left here at quarter number 4. Lane Farrell. Got it back. Farrell to unload and bury the 3.
Really big bucket there. Excuse me, Lane Farrell loves to shoot the corner 3 and gets a big one to go as the lead stretches to 6. Fred Castro using his last time out of the game. It's felt, and she has made hers in this second half, and especially in that possession with that 3 from the corner.
She has, and it was a big one. So Akron's lead is now 6. Combs will attack the bucket and got it.
Yeah, it was almost untouched there. Out play by design. She has taken 29 of their 59 shots, 30 points. And there's that trap that we had talked about, or just token pressure. Akron does a better job of handling it on that possession.
Yeah, Combs has got 32 on the night to lead everybody. Brewer thought about it. This is Kendall Miller. Miller on the take. Did not finish.
That's a tough look there. She did the hard part by getting down inside the lane, but needed to gather herself and get a good angle to use the glass and finish.
Combs off the pull-up. That's too strong. The battle in the paint. Bodies on the deck. What do we have? I think it's going to be Eastern Michigan basketball with a fresh shot clock.
Yeah, they called a kicked ball there, so it's going to stay here. That weak side again. Akron needs to do a better job securing that offensive rebound.
Yeah, so the officiating trio explaining to Melissa Jackson what the call was. Combs didn't get it to fall. Zips by 4. They've got the basketball coming out of the pack. Lane Farrell.
Big rebound there by Reagan Bass, and did a nice job of going straight up, challenging the shot.
Melissa Jackson opted for Kendall Miller down the stretch, the senior, to run offense, as opposed to Annika Corcoran tonight.
That's just an unforced turnover there. That's not the angle to get her the basketball. That you have to throw that on a straight line up over the top and try to space it in where she's under the rim. That's just a challenging angle, and Akron turns it over.
Combs to unload. She front rimmed it. And as I said that about Annika Corcoran, she's going to check back in now. And Fred Castro is saying he thought that last touch was Akron. Officiating trio think differently. And it'll be Akron Zips basketball with 2:08 left and a 4-point lead.
And if it was under that 2-minute mark, you could have asked for a review, but can't go to the monitor till under 2, so Akron will retain possession.
Eastern Michigan got to come up with a rip away, but Dawson got it back. The Zips got to take care of the basketball if they're going to close this out. So Annika Corcoran is back on the floor, the sophomore. who's been the starting point guard. Dawson will attack the rim. Had it partially rejected by Sonera Skanes.
Good defense there by Skanes, but great execution by Akron in the half court. That was a really good look, just didn't get it to go.
Skanes had another good look. That short 8-foot jumper in the paint curled out.
There's a lot of coaches pulling their hair out right now.
Zips want to use some clock here?
Absolutely. They've played with great pace once they beat that pressure. And again, they got a really good look that last time on that good take by Dawson. Just a better defensive play.
Well, Dawson just kind of threw it up off her hip in the paint. Eastern Michigan's got it back. Looking to cut the lead. Combs didn't get it to fall. Skanes did. Offensive board, stick back for Sonera Skanes. 2-point Akron lead. We're at 50 seconds left right now. And Melissa Jackson said, put the basketball in the hands of Jordan Dawson.
That's a good place for it. She just needs to play within herself here and make a good decision. Let the offense work. It's done. They've done that this half.
Shot with a shot clock at 8. Melissa Jackson said, we want to stop this to talk.
Good decision.
You got to put the win in the win column because you got to go back on the road again Saturday.
Absolutely, and you're looking at what everybody else in the conference is doing. There's a big knot with 4 wins in the conference.
Dawson, it curled out on her. Got a 2-second differential, game and shot clock. Eastern Michigan got their stop. Combs in her hands. Akron by a deuce at 66-64.
They've got fouls to give, and you see Melissa Jackson telling her team right now that's a good strategy. They can kind of milk this down.
That's only 2, right?
Correct.
They got 2 more to give.
They've got a couple fouls to give. Let some time go. Let them dribble out here along this perimeter and wind this clock down. That's a good strategy.
All right, so that was a Zip second team foul. So they can give 2 more if they like.
Yeah.
There's 16.4 left, and Akron's up by 2.
But I wouldn't foul right away. Let them take, 3-4 seconds off if you can before you commit that foul.
Partner, if they get the basketball in the hands of Ms. Combs, I don't think it's going to take that long before she heads to the rim. There it is. And she's heading to the rim. That jumper for the tie, it didn't go down.
Huge rebound when they needed it. Really good job there by Jordan Dawson to go secure that basketball. Combs got a great look, misfired, and as many offensive rebounds as Eastern Michigan has had in this game. What a good job here. You're going to see at the bottom of your screen on the right, just a good job of extending and coming down with the basketball.
Well, Akron's got to execute here and get the ball in. They're up by 2 with 11.5 left. Corcoran got Dawson. Eastern Michigan's got a foul, and there it is. Now on them, though, that's their 4th team foul. Jackie, for them, again, they'd rather have Akron go on the line right now, quite frankly, as they got 1 more before they put the Zips on the line.
And a really good decision there by Melissa Jackson. It's a little scary to inbound under your opponents, but they were able to run out and take time off the clock there.
There is the 5th team foul with 6.2 left if they keep the game clock here.
And now you're in the driver's seat. You make these 2, it's a 2-possession game with 6 seconds to go. You miss or split, it's a 1-possession game, you're up 3. And again, Eastern Michigan, no timeouts to be able to execute here down the stretch.
So let's see what Jordan Dawson gets done here. Dawson on the evening has 20 points on the night. It's exactly what she averages on the year.
To go along with 18 rebounds and 7 assists.
How many shot attempts has the outstanding Areanna Combs taken tonight?
Combs is 13 of 34.
Ooh, 34 jacks. She likes to fire it. So does Jordan Dawson. The lead is now 3 for the Akron Zips. 1 more should, if Akron's smart, put this away. Dawson for the 4-point lead. That should put it away. Got it.
Token pressure here to make them take some time off the clock.
Don't foul her. Combs had it stripped away. It's over. You can book this one to Melissa Jackson and the Akron Zips. A 68-64 win, Jackie Winden, where, you know, Zips built the 16-point lead, but then frittered it away and let it be gone before they had to come back to win it.
Lessons learned, no question. You know, when you look at second chance points and taking care of the basketball, those are things that they can control and that they can fine tune. But you've got to applaud the resiliency of the Zips team to allow Eastern Michigan to get back.